Trinity Grammar School's Miles Playing Fields is an expansive precinct. It is located 15 minutes drive from the Kew campus. Craig Burley caught up with the grounds manager, Steve Eddy, to discuss the recent renovations and how the major infrastructure program, the North East Link, impacts on the grounds.
This year with the COVID, as we've all been through COVID, last year was a really challenging year, and what we've tried to do is we've extended the sporting summer season. So cricket's gone extra long, so it finished only a week ago, and the challenges with that is the downside on the renovation. So I've got a 2.5 week, 3 week window to have all the winter sport up and ready after the kids come back from Easter. I've had to skip probably one of the items I would have liked to do, which would have been scarifying, just giving a light groom on some of the fields with the Santarana coots with surfaces we've got everywhere, just to take a little bit of thatch out and give that seed a bit more of a chance to get into the thatch layer. We've basically been able to put a growth regulator out 2 weeks ago on all our sports fields to hold the growth back. Then we've come out, we've made sure we've just given a trim yesterday before we're now currently top dressing with the sand just to also help minimise a bit of thatch, but also help hold the seed into place with our dimple seeder. And then we'll go out with, on top of that, we'll go out with a nice slow release fertiliser and then some liquid feeds in the next weeks.
Craig asked Steve how long they had to get the playing fields ready for winter sports.
2.5, maximum 3. I've just got, I think about the 17th of April is when I've got to have a football field ready to go. And then managing through that time, I've got consistent practice matches down on the lower fields where I've got seed in the ground now, but I'm going to have to mark up a soccer pitch as well as AFL just to cater for our students to go through that pre-season training that they really didn't have. Last year, as we know, we didn't have a year of any sport, and that was a big challenge. And these kids, a lot of them are finishing year 12, and we want to try and give them every opportunity to get on.
The North East Link project planning is underway. The major project includes linking the M80 to an upgraded Eastern Freeway, building Melbourne's first dedicated busway, starting with the new Park and Ride, located in Bulleen. The project includes more than 25 kilometres of new walking and cycling paths. This long-awaited infrastructure is set to cost $7 to $9 billion and take around 7 years to complete. Steve discusses how this project will affect Miles playing fields and facilities.
What we've got is we come in the facility, we've got the North East Link Authority, which will be well advertised on TV, and what they're doing is realigning the ring road from Greensborough to the North East Link, which connect the city. So basically what that impacts on us is they're realigning the sewer at the moment, which is under Bulleen Road, our main road. And what we've done is we've lost our probably 2.5 fields on our lower fields, and we've lost our tennis courts in the front facility, entrance to our facility. So basically we'll lose that for 12 months, but then after that, the tunnel works, which is the connection underground to the North East Link. So what will happen there is that's a 7-year period, so we'll have these guys here on our doorstep for the next probably 8 to 9 years.
The size and duration of the North East Link project will have long-reaching effects, and Craig asked Steve how project planning has impacted his work managing the grounds.
Good question. It's very much time consuming, so that my time is spent now where I originally was with what we see behind us in the turf, and I'd be on mowers, I'd be doing everything that the boys are doing now, and certainly with North East Link and the construction that we'll talk about in a second is going on, it's taken me away from my job with a lot of meetings, with trying to help out with directional, with safety issues that we have here. Traffic management is a massive key, and that's probably the biggest thing that in this facility. It's a tight facility, and that's there at the front door, and the Trinity names at the front door, and all of a sudden they've got construction and people don't know where to go. So traffic management, my job is a lot of meetings with those guys and the site manager and foremen to guide them in the best way that we can accommodate their works, but accommodate our works as well and our students.
Craig asked Steve if they will gain back any of the land the North East Link project has taken during construction.
So we leased the grounds at the moment, X amount of years, the 8 years and so on. We'll get them back. It's still in negotiation on to how we get them back and what happens with that. But the early mail is that we get them back. We get the area back, but we don't get back the tennis courts at the front. Basically, we do get the land back. It's just at least another 8 years until we do.
There is a master plan to deal with the North East Link construction impacts.
Sporting infrastructure right through, upgrade the facilities if we can, and move on to give the students a really good outcome and be able to learn out here and learn their skill set. A lot of things get moved and shuffled around, so at the front of our entry point we've got tennis courts, so they're going to be moved towards behind our second field, Hudson Oval, which has got, it'll have 8 courts built on it. And then where that is situated, we have our cricket practice nets, so synthetic and turf. So what we've done there is now they've had to be relocated as well.
Craig asked Steve what construction work on the fields is underway.
So what's happened at the moment, we've got an archery range being built to the right of me, and synthetic cricket wickets down here just behind us, and near my maintenance facility there's a block of turf wickets as well as synthetic wickets. Now all this has resulted from up the front gates where North East Link have come into the premises, and we've had to shuffle everything, and we've had to make some very big decisions as a school community and at the top end of where we put things, because it's not just an overnight scenario, it's just for the future and for a master plan, and hopefully all the students get the right outcome and a great outcome, and they'll have a really, really good facility in about 8 to 10 years' time.